What's up, Thumpers? Welcome back to another episode of Hyper Heroes here on Hyper RPG.
Oh yeah, crack one open, homies.
Gonna
Crack one open, homies.
I got a Coca-Cola.
I
got a monster. Cheersies.
Híjole,
Oh.
Hector got the worst drink of all of
Orale.
us.
Yeah,
right.
and it smells it's like bull piss.
Wow. Really fun show tonight. We've got some really interesting topics to talk about, and we are going to be doing some trailer reactions. We're going to be doing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We're going to be doing Bumblebee, and we're going to be doing Wreck-It
Boom.
Ralph 2.
Boom.
It was,
And Ant-Man and
Isn't
the
there
Wasp?
another one? Ant-Man and the Wasp?
so I was watching the Stanley Cup final,
spot?
and yeah, they said trailer now online, but I looked, and it's just a TV commercial.
Okay. It's probably just like a TV spot.
It's what it is, yeah. Because
Are
I
you
looked
sure?
and I kept refreshing. If somebody in the chat can confirm or deny whether or not it's a TV spot or a trailer, let me know and I'll take a
I feel like
look.
there is a new trailer. Oh, maybe there.
we
Well,
watched one not too long ago.
okay, maybe that's what it is. Because I know that there's a new. What's up, Naeem?
Mine? It's good.
It
It was my
was
grito, right? It was my grito.
What's
that
up,
fixed
Carlo?
it.
Thank you so much for the
Fixed it.
$1.99 donation. Love you guys. Keep doing what you
Ronan
do.
says
Thank you so
TV
much.
spot.
Louis, I'm
TV
drinking
spot,
this at
gotcha.
9 p.m. Why? Because I have been working since 9:30 in the morning, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Very tired. I'm very tired.
Also, it's been a huge week for trailers of all kind. We're going to be doing a new episode of Cineverse tomorrow. We're going to be doing reactions to a bunch of trailers, including Halloween, which we're super, super, super excited about. I think we've got like 6 or 7 trailers on the docket for tomorrow. Battle for the El Royale, I think it's called, the new Drew Goddard movie that's coming out. So a lot of trailers, lots of damn trailers
Okay.
to react to. But we definitely want to do Bumblebee, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph 2. I saw like a GIF from the Bumblebee trailer.
Yeah.
So I got something spoiled for me, which I don't know how big of a spoiler it is. And, you know, we watched the Spider-Verse trailer, the first one, and that shit looked dope.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Cynthia
good.
saw the Bumblebee one, and she was like, this looks great. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I did hear that from a lot of people online. They
Yeah.
were saying like, oh my God, a Transformers movie that might be about something.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is how good that trailer is, because I already saw it. It is frustrating
Yeah.
because you watch it and you go, motherfucker, they could have
could've
been
been
making
this
these
good?
movies this entire time for over 10 years. They
Yeah,
could have been
yeah.
making movies like this.
Like this.
You will instantly think, why did they hire Michael Bay? Why was the aesthetic and the importance of the previous movies like,
Yeah.
you know, thrust on that guy who doesn't give a shit? Like and you watch this and you go, you can just tell that it's from the director of an animated movie. It's from the director of Kubo and the Two Strings, his first live action movie. And I'm always so excited when an animation director makes the jump into live action
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
I want to be it
'Cause they bring that animation
Yeah, they want to
talent.
bring that.
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Yuh Nelson, who directed. Excuse me. She worked on Kung Fu Panda, the first one, as a story person, like the main story person. Directed Kung Fu Panda 2 by herself. Co-directed Kung Fu Panda 3. She's making the jump into live action, which is something she's always wanted to do with like a teen superhero powers movie that's coming out called Darkest Minds or Darkest something, and it looks like it's teen fare. But I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, I'm hoping I'm seeing some glimpses of like Jennifer cut loose with action stuff, which is what she wanted. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I still want to go and see that to support it, to see if it'll be special than the rest of the YA genre.
Yeah.
The same way Bumblebee, when you guys see the trailer, it's like, is there something more to this than regular movies in the genre? Is that something like Brad Bird Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there something special
Cynthia said, I don't want to be like overzealous, but she was like, I'm getting Iron Giant vibes. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm excited.
This is the Transformers franchise. So I can't wait to watch this tonight.
Brandon Duncan says,
Exactly.
oh, so it will be a Transformers movie where you'll be able to see what is happening in the action scenes?
Hope so.
Maybe.
I hope so.
I think so,
I
yeah.
I can't not imagine those scenes how they are in the movies now, though. Like, I've seen Transformers Prime. I still watch the... Excuse me. I remember what the old TV... Sorry, this thing's making me burp.
Burpees all around.
Yeah, burpees all around. The old TV show, you know, like, didn't give you the transformations that well. So, to me, it's like... It's skewed one way or the other, you know? So, to watch something that, like... that could give people Iron Giant vibes...
Damn.
Damn.
That's going to be hella
Damn.
tied.
Yeah.
At least I hope it is.
Darkest Minds, that's what it's called.
Oh, wait,
Cool.
isn't there another Incredibles trailer that I haven't seen yet?
Maybe.
Was there a second trailer that came out?
We did a reaction to all of them.
Okay.
You and I did the first one. I
Yeah.
think you and I did the second one.
You guys
Okay, I
did the
think
second,
so.
but there wasn't
Yeah.
a third one that came
I
out,
don't think
right?
so, no.
Okay,
No.
good.
Speaking of which, next week there won't be a Hyper Heroes live. I will be out of town. I'm going to my brother's graduation, and it's my birthday, so I'll be gone for a few days.
Aw, congratulations.
Thanks. And so in lieu of that, we're gonna have a review of The Incredibles 2.
Tight.
We're waiting on confirmation, but right now we're supposed to see it on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll probably find out hopefully tomorrow if we're wrong or not.
Hit us up, Disney.
Because it's
we
cutting close.
We should know by tomorrow.
We should know by tomorrow, because if we don't, then I'm gonna assume we're not going.
Yeah.
So if that happens, then then we will have to figure something else out, or we might just not have anything.
Yeah.
For that. But in any case, I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie. The response on social media has been very, very positive for Incredibles 2, so I hope it was worth the 14-year wait. It seems like it.
I have a coworker who saw it, and he said that it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
Really?
So I cannot wait to see. Yeah, he was like, yeah.
I was in a Facebook group chat. You guys remember Sylvia from Stereo D? Yeah. So we were talking, and she was like, I'm not excited about Incredibles 2 because it looks like just a gender swap version of the first one. I was like, no. It would not. Brad Bird would not wait 14 years to rehash the first movie over again.
Those trailers haven't been the most.
But
we haven't seen the most story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it might just be a case
it's just
where
like action-packed stuff.
Yeah, it might just be a case where it might be just difficult to trailerize whatever the movie is.
Exactly.
I'm hoping. So
I think it is. I think it is because it looks like they're just slightly glancing over Jack, which I think it might be a really important part of the movie.
Well, because a lot of people have been saying Jack's been the standout.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well then
they
there you
steals
go.
the show.
There
so
you go.
We'll see. Thank you so much for the early birthday wishes.
Yeah, man.
Are we going to be talking
Put
about
up that Amazon wish list, Adam.
Oh, I will. Don't you dare. Don't you worry. Are we going to talk about Star Wars Celebration? There's really nothing to talk about. All that happened was that they put tickets on sale.
I was like, did Star Wars Celebration happen?
No. It's happening next year, next April in Chicago.
I'd go to Chi-Town for that.
Yeah. So we're gonna apply for press, but it's not until November, so we've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Some tickets have already sold out, so we'll find out. It'd be fun to go. With all that out of the way, let's get into some news topics.
How about we just get this first news topic?
Let's just get this first one over with. So,
Jesus.
Another Joker movie is apparently coming.
Christ.
This one, starring Jared Leto, who will obviously be in the movie as the Joker. He will executive produce this movie, and this is supposed to be one of potentially multiple spin-off films that will feature multiple characters or different characters from the Suicide Squad brand.
We're getting a Suicide Squad cinematic universe now?
I don't understand why Suicide Squad. Why can't it just be villains from the DC universe? But whatever. We got very little of the Joker in the first Suicide Squad movie in the first place. Very split. Some people were fine with him. Some people did not enjoy him. This could potentially be an opportunity to sort of expand this character, what his role is in this universe, what the performance is, what Jared Leto, what he really wants to do with this character. But as of right now, considering we have this, a potential Harley Joker movie, and we have another Todd Phillips, Martin Scorsese, Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, I'm sorry to everyone watching, but I don't care.
Don't apologize.
I want a Superman sequel. Where is that?
That's your opinion, Adam. Don't apologize for that shit, because there's nothing that Jared Leto gave us in Suicide Squad that makes me want another Jared Leto Joker movie. At this point, this character is throwaway. At this point, this character did not have the gravitas in that movie. Nobody had the gravitas. That movie didn't have the gravitas to get a sequel, let alone Joker getting his own sequel.
It's weird because it feels like Suicide Squad, for whatever reason, they keep building movies from that brand.
Harley Quinn, Joker, Deadshot, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't know. I get what the appeal is of those characters, but it's just weird to me that we're not focusing on a greater variety of characters, because DC has so much to offer.
Right. It might just be a thing of like, look, Warner Brothers is a movie studio. They know how to make sequels to existing movies. They might not know the best way to adapt a universe as sprawling and as varied as DC Comics in the DC universe. The proof is like they have yet to do another shot at Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Because it feels like in their mind, Green Lantern is a failed thing, as opposed to the reality, which is, no, Green Lantern is this untapped sci-fi property that you guys haven't done the correct thing with.
Right.
And to be fair to the character of the Joker, he is one of the most important characters in the DC universe. In DC mythology, the Joker is up there with Lex Luthor and Sinestro and Brainiac and Ares, these villains that are like the top tier villains.
Not even
the
just
Joker.
in DC, though. He's one of the greatest comic book villains of all time.
Absolutely. In that regard, the Joker, the character, deserves his own film.
Absolutely.
Sure. But that
Not
film,
Jared Leto's Joker.
exactly. Like, it's so interesting that this is the iteration and this is the character that they're deciding to pull this trigger on, as opposed to like going, you know what, let's step back because maybe there was a mixed response to the Joker, maybe there was a mixed response to Suicide Squad, and let's look at let's do a Sinestro movie, let's do a Lex Luthor movie, let's do a Black Manta movie, let's do a Cheetah movie, let's do an Ares movie, let's do all of these great villains. And instead they're going with the Joker and then Harley Quinn and that whole thing. So like, it's really interesting, man, because on the one hand, I do want them to just commit to doing DC films because I want to see Man of Steel 2,
Right.
I want to see the Green Lantern Corps, I want to see Martian Manhunter, I want to see Plastic Man, I want to see all these characters.
Right.
Poochster Gold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do feel like I'm not going to get excited about Suicide Squad centric stuff until I hear like creative team, writers, here's their pitch, here's the synopsis. If you want to keep Jared Leto, fine. He is a great actor. He's a great actor. The editing didn't help Suicide Squad. The focus of that film didn't help me like love the Joker in Suicide Squad. He was not a standout character for me, but I still want the Joker to be a thing. I don't think
the Joker as a character is the problem here.
Right.
It's not the Joker that's the problem. It's the universe they built around this Joker. The Joker with the teardrop and the damaged and the grill.
Yeah, you just reminded me about all that crap.
Yeah, dude. Remember that? He's a pimp.
He's a cholo.
He's a cholo. He's a prison. He's like,
you got beef, huh? You got beef?
Right.
Oh,
like
boy.
that is the wrong direction to take the Joker in if you want somebody to like. I get it. There's deconstruction that works with some characters, right? Like you take a character to a point and then you deconstruct him and then you can bring him back to something else, right? That's good for all characters. I believe that should happen with characters. But if you start with a deconstructed version of the Joker already, you really didn't give us anything to like look forward to towards that deconstruction. It's like you didn't give us time to fall in love with the character to jump into this mess. You know, we just jump into a mess and we're just like, it looks like shit around here. Why didn't anybody clean up?
Yeah.
But like we get here,
they're not gonna regress to like the sort of 1940s version of the Joker. He's not going to be holding a Tommy gun with like a big oversized zoot suit. We're not going to see the Heath Ledger version of the Joker. We're not going to see the Jack Nicholson version of the Joker. We're not going to see like it's just this is the version that we got, and it is kind of limiting because it was such a specific choice as opposed to being a more malleable character.
But also think about the other versions that we got from those other actors. We got the very like the gangster type of Joker, which was great because that's a direction to go in that's solid. You know, we got the insane man version of Heath Ledger's Joker. That was very solid as well because of the performance. But then we go into this territory of like of a Joker that we've never really seen before, the prison thug Joker. That like there is that version of Joker where he has the one dragon prison tattoo on his back, but he's not like a cholo. He's not like just I feel like he's just a guy who got tattoos in prison and decided to be crazy when he got out. I don't feel like there's like this maniacal.
What's the impetus?
Theme,
what's the point behind that characterization?
Right. I feel like he's just like an asshole who just got out of prison who decided to get these tattoos and tint his hair green.
We're supposed to care about that character in that movie because we know that he is the Joker from Batman mythology.
Because
as opposed
his philosophy is chaos. And he's around because Batman has the philosophy of order and justice.
But we're all bringing that to Suicide Squad. That's not what Suicide Squad's telling us.
Right.
We're bringing that to the movie.
Right. But that's the thing, though. Can you separate yourself from that Joker at this point? Like, because that's what I feel the Joker brings to the story. You know, like chaos and destruction.
Yeah.
Whereas you come in with the cholo.
Yeah.
Thug.
Can you imagine
guy.
getting the job of like, okay, Mr. Adam Lavick, your job is to come in and like, Jared Leto's going to reprise his role. It's this version of the Joker. You have to write a Joker movie. Like, that might be a great job because you'll be like, great, let me crack my knuckles. Let's get down to crack my nuts.
Crack my nuts.
Let's get down to work and let's like work this out. Or it could be like,
right.
Oh man, this is the one I have to work with.
Right.
You know, I don't envy that position. I do not.
It's tough because you have to really decide: do you stick 100% with the way he was set up in Suicide Squad? Do you sort of find a way to maybe take a little bit of a different direction with the character and what was done in Suicide Squad and sort of the best of both worlds and try to craft a new performance or an adjusted performance? Or do you just go, that was that movie's Joker, going forward, this is the Joker that's going to be prevalent in the greater expanded universe of DC movies. It's tough, especially when you're potentially juggling multiple Jokers in one
different universes.
Not one cinematic universe, but happening at the same time. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
best of luck, guys.
And then like potential Suicide Squad sequels coming out and
Suicide
stuff.
Squad sequel, a Joker movie, and a Harley Joker movie. I mean, we don't know if Joker will be in the Suicide Squad sequel.
Right.
Exactly.
But if Harley's going to be a part in it, I would be kind of surprised if Joker, in some capacity, wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, especially since they're kind of focusing so hard on Harley.
It seems like they're really DC currently is really trying to, and it's shifting. It's shifting in multiple directions right now.
Right.
But from everything that we've heard so far, it feels like the focus is very much on Batman and his rogues gallery, because they're obviously going to make a Batgirl movie, a Nightwing movie. They're obviously doing all these Joker and Harley movies. I think the only other ones that we really know of that are outside of that are Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, and nothing really else is confirmed.
Yeah.
Everything is sort of speculative, and the slate has changed so many times that we don't really know. So we'll see. But I don't know. This news for me doesn't really excite me when I know that there's so many other characters that I want to see done first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's tough.
Man.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Speaking of DC just lost its president. Diane Nelson has officially exited the company. She took a leave of absence in March for some family issues, and she won't be coming back. She's been at Warner Brothers for over 20 years, 22 years.
Wow.
She is, and she's been a major player. Working with J.K. Rowling on Harry Potter, managing the whole Harry Potter team. I'm sure she's one of the reasons why Harry Potter has lasted as long as it has at that studio.
Yeah.
Why it's become such a big part of that studio. And then I think in like 2010, she took over as president of DC Entertainment.
Yeah, she went from the Harry Potter brand and all that entails to the president of DC, and she brought some of that
Try to work her magic over here.
to just help the brand at DC.
Yeah, and it's really funny when you go online and you see people, you see these news outlets posting these articles that she's exiting, and you see the comments. It's like, good riddance. She didn't know what she was doing anyway. Diane Nelson is responsible for a lot of the structure changes at DC Comics, making it a very friendly, artist-friendly environment, making sure that the artists feel very integrated into DC Comics, bringing in guys like Scott Snyder, John Romita Jr. I mean, even recent players like Bendis and all these guys who've really changed the face of DC Comics in the last 6 years or so. If it wasn't for her, you wouldn't really have this unified sort of. Warner Brothers up until that point was very much a scattered company. Animation did their own thing, movies did their own thing, video games did their own thing, comics did their own thing. There really was not any. There was no united voice, no direction, and she really is responsible for coming in and having and sort of bridging the gaps and making sure that film, television, and video games and comics, they're all sort of working together to kind of create this greater DC universe. And that's a huge undertaking, especially when they went in and they, basically rebooted the entire universe with the New 52. So she's been responsible for a lot of that stuff. Her working with Jeff Johns, Jim Lee, Dan DiDio, and all the people at Warner Brothers, even Kevin Tsujihara, to make sure that, all this stuff is really working together. And that's a hugely important role. And, right now, ever since her absence, there's been another team in place to sort of help run things. It's apparently going to continue that way until maybe somebody new is announced as the president of DC. But we'll see. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people give people in her position enough credit.
No, because
especially because they're the movies that they make may not be the best. And again, she's the president of DC Entertainment,
not Warner Brothers.
They don't their hands in the movies
movie studio
are limited. They're there in a consultant, sort of in a consulting role, kind of like how Jeff Johns is now. It took a long time for that to happen. That's never been the case.
I think it's pretty clear too that like DC Entertainment, DC Comics, and the people that you just mentioned, the sort of handful of people, might have more say at like the DC TV show level. Do you know what I mean? And even them implementing their new streaming thing that they're going to try to bust out with even some new shows. I think that for me, it's pretty clear. I look at people that I respect that are in the comic book industry, people like Mark Andreyko, writer Mark Andreyko, artist Phil Jimenez, writer artist Phil Jimenez. These are brilliant guys, and they are talking about how much they're going to miss her at DC. and like you're saying, making them feel welcome at this, that artists and creatives feel welcome at this company.
She really sort of changed the culture at DC, and you know, I worked there. I think she was in her 3rd year as president of the company, and I worked there very briefly. But everyone that I talked to who had a chance to run in with her, she's very kind, very caring person. You know, wanted to make sure that everyone who worked there really enjoyed working there, and wanted to make it a really fun environment. And I will say I had a really great time working there for the short time that I was there. Yeah. She also is one of the people who is also, aside from like people like Greg Berlanti and Jeff Johns, hugely responsible for building DC's TV universe. Yeah. Everything that's on CW. You know, I mean, Greg Berlanti has 14 shows on network television, and a lot of those are superhero shows. Diane Nelson is one of the people who helped make that happen, you know, working with Warner Brothers Television. So that's huge. And not only that, she was also, you know, partially responsible for helping DC Comics as a company move from New York to Los Angeles. Right. That is a huge undertaking. That's hundreds of people who either are coming over, not coming over, you know, restructuring the whole company. It's a lot of work.
People that had to relocate from living in New York City to like, okay, you live in Burbank now, you live in LA now. So
exactly. Yeah. So, you know, it's a bummer. And, you know, I know that there's a lot of cynical people out there on the internet who want to talk shit. And most people, I would say with a lot of confidence, don't even know what her role was at the company. You know, you say president, you think you're just in charge making decisions, but there are a lot of intricacies
of running
what that job entails, especially when it's
like you're running a company.
It's like Futurama said, if you've done something right, people won't know you've done anything at all.
Exactly.
So she's not getting credit for the stuff that people
all
like.
The good shit.
It's only when a movie comes out that somebody doesn't like that they go, you know, they just look.
Oh,
for
who's this terrible person?
Yep.
I mean, Jeff Johns has been undergoing that for a long time now.
Yeah.
And as are other people on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's a little frustrating. Yeah. Because a lot of these people make a lot of good content, you know, elsewhere where they have a lot more say, and a lot more creative involvement. But, you know, the internet's the internet.
Just tell them to suck it, and let's move on. Just fucking suck it, haters.
So I'm curious. I am really curious to see what happens with DC. Who takes over? Jeff Johns being the chief creative officer. I don't know. I don't know if it's the right position for him. I think he's probably better in this creative officer role, because if he leaves that position, who do they bring into his position? It's got to be...
Okay, Adam, we'll hire you. It should be Adam, president of DC Entertainment.
I'm okay with
Adam,
that. I'll take it.
You'll be like, day one, everything's Superman. Superman, everything.
Could you imagine if Adam
building a Daily Planet on the goddamn roof?
Jesus
Christ.
Why
haven't they done that? They should put a Daily Planet globe up there.
I think it's because they share the building with Legendary.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, then Legendary can put little King Kong on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
On the globe.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
I'd be actually really sick of King Kong on the Daily Planet
globe. That'd be really dope.
With Superman, like a statue of Superman. Yeah. Damn, that'd be dope. Yeah, that would be really cool. So we'll see. Another movie news. I'm switching over to Marvel.
Also, real quick, best of Diane Nelson to whatever she's going to do next.
Oh,
or if she's just like, you know, if she's like retiring and taking time off, whatever the case is. Like, I like, you know, just like Brian Michael Bendis going from Marvel to DC.
Yeah, right.
I love the writer. I love his work at Marvel. I'm following him at DC.
that Man of Steel comic is.
I read issue 1 and it's great. Yeah. Did you finally read Action Comics number 1000? Have you been reading that hardcover?
Not yet.
Ooh, it's good.
I need to buy that one.
It's good.
I gotta. It's so funny because I've been moving stuff around, so I forgot where that book was, and then I found it, and I was like, man, I gotta read this.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're like, I'm ready to support Diane with the next thing, whatever she ends
whatever
up.
she decides to do, we'll follow her.
Marvel?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Dude, that would be great. That'd be like, what is she gonna do at Marvel?
Right, how do we know they haven't headhunted her already, and she's already doing shit over there?
Yeah, who knows?
She brings Brian Michael Bendis over, and Marvel's like, all right, well then you come over here.
Yeah.
It's a fair trade.
You never know.
I'm talking about Marvel, but Sony Marvel, because, you know, God bless them. Silver
I was
and Black.
about to get excited, and then
then I killed your rage boner real quick. Silver and Black has apparently been postponed. It has been delayed and taken off of Sony's slate for 2019. This movie is not happening this year. It's a bummer. I guess apparently what's happening is that they are taking the movie back to development. They're not happy with where the script has been and where it's going, so they want to take additional time to sort of rewrite the script, retool it, whatever they need to do to put it in a place where it can thrive and be a great Marvel Sony movie.
Wait.
I don't know how.
Pardon my stupidity. Yeah. I haven't even heard of this movie.
Yeah,
we've talked about it.
Have we? What is this?
It's throw up the picture again. It's Silver Sable
and Black Cat.
From the Spider-Man.
So that's the title of it now.
Silver and Black.
Silver and Black.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, and
I mean, I could have called this from like 10 years ago. So.
I know. And the director, Gina Prince Bythewood, I guess she directed the pilot for Cloak and Dagger.
She did.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And I heard it was good.
It's very good.
Cool.
Really?
Gina Prince Bythewood also directed Love and Basketball.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other projects that are very, very good. She is a fantastic director.
Yeah.
And if you saw it tonight, and if not, I think it's on Hulu, or they're going to put it up on Hulu, or maybe Freeform TV website, like, because it's like the old ABC Family, but now it's Freeform, to watch the pilot for Cloak and Dagger. Her specialty is like emotion and tapping into these two characters. And that is not that the effects, like the effects and superpowers and shit, it's cool, but the show's not that much about that. It's about these two individuals, and they're younger, and it's so well done. She really blew me away. You like notice the directing in that pilot.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about this just now, a part of me is like, good, because I don't want this movie to be made, because I believe that it is a cynical Sony sort of cash grab for them trying to do a Spider-Man thing without having Spider-Man in it. And it seems like Sony can't use Spider-Man because of that sharing deal that they have with Marvel. Right. I would rather Black Cat, I would rather Silver Sable and the Six-Pack and these other characters be introduced in the Marvel Cinematic Universe anyway, so I'm selfish. But on the other hand, I'm bummed because Gina Prince Bythewood is a great director. Yeah. And the fact that she was the first Black woman to get a superhero movie. Now we've got Ava DuVernay on New Gods. Yeah. But it was originally Gina Prince Bythewood, and she was announced as like the director of this movie, Silver and Black. So that's cool that they hired this talent and that she's able to break that little mold of a thing that hasn't been done yet. Yeah. But on the other hand, I don't think the movie itself is a good idea. You know, maybe they're going to wait to see how Venom does. Yeah. I don't know. So it's just like, I want her to work. Cloak and Dagger's great. I want her to keep doing superhero stuff if she wants to, because she's very, very talented. And I want these characters to exist in some form. I just don't want Sony to do this movie this way, unless they can straight up be like, no, Tom Holland's going to be in it. It's going to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. And that's sort of the double-edged sword, right? It's like you got a great director who wants to take this movie back to the drawing board to develop a story and a script that the audience can really connect with, right? Characters that they care about. And that's all great, but yeah, it's that thing of like not existing in the same universe as Spider-Man. It's tough. Does that mean that this will exist in the same universe as Venom?
Probably.
Yeah. But like Venomverse? But then so nil Spider-Man? Like none at all?
Look, man, at the end of Avengers Infinity War, we got a tease for what? For Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Because that shit makes sense. Yeah. It seems like at the end of the Venom movie, Sony would put in a tease to be like, Black Cat, Silver Sable. And fans are going to be like, we don't give a shit.
Like I don't care right now.
Who cares? Yeah. It's not, this is not as epic a thing. Do you know what I mean? It seems like that they would put that in there just to be like, we're bringing you the Sony Spider-Man universe. We're Spider-Man.
Sexy ladies in skin-tight suits.
He did.
I don't know.
No Spider-Man, but skin-tight
Also, I just did get an email that I'm confirmed for Incredibles 2 on Saturday.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So y'all better check.
2 seconds.
And I'll introduce us to the next topic.
2 seconds, yeah. You do that.
Yes.
The Doctor Doom movie.
This
is also another very interesting
Jesus. Hold on. Let me go. Keep going. I'm listening.
So, you got my notes? Oh, the anticipation is killing us.
Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong email account.
Oh, my God.
I get crappy service here.
Oh,
I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
Right. Oh my God!
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
All right.
We're all going, guys.
So Saturday, we're seeing Incredibles 2.
Perfect. Oh God, I'm so
exclusive
happy.
For you guys.
Yeah, this is hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses, baby. Man, those confirmations. This is late, dogs. Come on. Why so late?
I signed up earlier for passes to go see the movie Tag next Tuesday night.
Oh, I saw those passes. Yeah.
You saw.
I didn't sign up though.
I snagged it because I'm like, Tuesday night is movie night with my dad. And it's going to be at the theater we always go to anyway.
Fun.
So I'm like, let me go see Tag with my dad.
That's
we went
fun.
and saw,
that's a good.
We went and saw Upgrade.
Right.
It's bad. But it was entertaining. The one scene that happens in the middle of the movie was like dope. And then I was like, nah, the rest of this movie's not good.
It's whatever.
It's dad movie.
It's whatever.
It's a dad movie. Yeah. From writer-director Lee Winnell, who wrote and starred in Saw.
If you get a chance for movie night with your dad and it's playing, if it's playing somewhere, check out American Animals.
American Animals.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, about these college students who pull off a heist and try to steal some very old, valuable books out of their college. It's based on a true story.
Oh, I'm into that.
It's shot really well.
I'm into movies about screwing over colleges. I like that.
You might find this one interesting. Evan Peters is in it.
Okay,
Quicksilver. It's a good movie.
Cool.
Anyway, back on topic. Let's talk about Doctor Doom. the movie that may be doomed for multiple reasons.
That's
Noah Hawley,
fine with me.
Noah Hawley apparently, or not apparently, he was at Comic-Con last summer, and he announced that he was in fact working on a Doctor Doom spin-off movie, which was supposed to sort of explore Victor Von Doom, the ruler of Latveria, goddamn Latvians.
Yeah.
Hector, are you still extremely hateful towards Latvians?
Straight up racist against Latvians.
Cool.
Yeah,
Tight.
straight up. They are an inferior race.
They are an inferior race.
They are
dude,
real
they're all smell and they're all
fire.
dumb.
Yeah.
They smell and they're dumb.
I heard they have like doo-doo brains.
they have doo-doo in their
Pretty bad.
Yeah,
brains.
straight up doo-doo brains.
So there is sort of two sides to this. Good news and bad news. Good news being that Noah Hawley has a script. It's finished. It's pretty close to being a shooting script. He did say that it could use a little bit of tweaking. It still needs a little bit of work, but he's happy with it. The studio is happy with it. The downside or the bad news is that he is 5 weeks away from going into production on a brand new movie with Natalie Portman.
Okay.
That's probably going to take up a few months of his life, potentially upwards of a year. And by
That's
the
fine.
time he gets time to go work on this Doctor Doom movie, the potential Fox Marvel merger or Fox Disney merger may occur. If that's the case, he's not sure exactly where the movie stands. It's very possible that the movie may not happen because of that. He's also not sure if Marvel Studios has any direct plans with Doctor Doom should the rights revert back to Marvel.
He said all of
Damn, I
this?
hope.
Yeah.
Or this isn't things
God
that we're inferring, that the internet inferred?
No, this
he
is-
straight up
this
said,
is what
I
he
don't know
said.
if Marvel Studios has plans and this deal might go through.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's honest.
That is very so. If that's the case, then I do want them to finish this movie and film it and just crash and burn, so that he just rises from the ashes like a phoenix and just shows everybody that Doom's the fucking greatest villain we've ever seen.
I think there's kind of two sides to this, right? If they end up making this movie sort of under Fox and the merger for whatever reason takes longer or doesn't happen or whatever the case may be, there's an opportunity to potentially sort of set up who this Doom character can be. You're probably not going to have time to make a Fantastic Four movie before this potential merger happens. And if it doesn't happen, then maybe they can go forward and make a Fantastic Four movie and try to tie it together. Who knows? The other option is that if the merger happens and Marvel Studios gets the rights back to Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, Noah Hawley may go and have a meeting with Kevin Feige, because as we know, Marvel Studios, and they've just had some recently, they usually have like a big directors meeting where they bring in filmmakers and they ask them, they say, what do you want to work on?
Yeah.
They had some of the guys from Super Troopers there just last week. I know James Gunn and Ryan Coogler, they were part of a big meeting that was happening as well. So Marvel's known to do that. They bring in a lot of filmmakers and they ask them, they say, look, we have a list of characters.
Yeah.
Who would you like to make a movie about?
And this guy, Noah Hawley, he did Legion.
He did Legion.
So
yeah.
he's got Marvel
and
cred.
Fargo. And
And he
yeah.
obviously cares about like comic book storylines and characters and stuff. And
Yeah.
it seems like he gives a shit about Doctor Doom. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I totally agree with everything you said, Adam. I just feel like, again, why root for the one option where, well, it could happen and it could be by itself and it could be this little isolated island of Fantastic Four movies when you could do, I don't think it's impossible to take that exact same Doctor Doom script, whatever it is, literally port it over to the Marvel
Studios.
Cinematic Universe to just
it a little bit.
to just tweak it, maybe sprinkle in some MCU timeline history or some references, just so that whatever happens with this, the potential is there for Doctor Doom to be in a later, not other Marvel movie. Because every time somebody says like, oh, these shared universes, blah, 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 the reason that it should be easier, and I think it is easier than people make it out to be, and why it's a cool thing, you have a Doctor Strange movie. On its own, it's fine. It's like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's a good time. It's whatever. But the fact that already happened means that he can show up in Thor Ragnarok and be awesome.
Yep.
And then he can show up in Avengers Infinity War and be the best Doctor Strange yet and do the coolest shit and be pivotal to the story. And so think about Doctor Doom working the same way. He gets his own movie and it's a 7 out of 10.
Yep.
It's a script that Noah Hawley is saying that like it's not shootable yet, so they have to, whatever. Marvel Studios
And
makes
Marvel's
it.
first musical.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Marvel Kevin
Most
Feige's
important
like,
part.
that was the one genre that we're riding so
we
high.
knew
We were
it
like,
would work.
we'll do a musical and it'll be the highest grossing musical ever. 800 million worldwide.
I agree with you, Hector.
You know what I mean?
It
It's like,
could-
why not do that just so that the future potential is like, oh, cool. And then in the next movie, he goes up against Tony Stark. Why
Right,
not? In an
exactly.
Iron Man 4. Or whatever. Like,
Right.
Why not?
Yeah. They could even do that one comic that you gave me, Hector, where Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom team up to go save Doctor Doom's mother's soul from hell. Come on!
Oh, I remember you telling us about
dope
that.
is
Yeah,
Doctor Doom
yeah.
recruiting Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor
Yes.
Strange would be so
Doctor-
dope.
Well, I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
they
Yeah.
also kind of go along
Yeah.
the same training route too, because
Yep.
Doctor Doom goes in and starts looking for people that can heal his face because he's all distorted. So he goes through the same journey that Doctor Strange goes through to find his magical teacher in the mountains.
And they can even reveal Doctor Doom was also trained by Tilda Swinton, the Ancient One. And then she rejects him and then he leaves. Like they could do that shit in a Doctor Doom movie. How dope would that be?
Like just a short little timeline of where Tilda Swinton is just telling Doom to go away, you know?
Yeah.
Because she can feel the evil inside of him.
Yeah.
How fucking crazy would that be?
Little tweaks, little tweaks to make it a really integrated part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And then
I don't think
you
it
could
would
have
take much.
Doom War. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he invades.
He invades Wakanda. He invades Wakanda and takes it over, and then they render all of the vibranium on Earth. That would change the entire cinematic universe. Dude.
Because look at how they established Black Panther.
Right.
He shows up in Captain America: Civil War, and the dude basically kicks everyone's ass. So the world goes, "Oh, this Black Panther's a big deal." We get to his own movie, and they set up Wakanda as being so beautiful and so advanced that everyone goes, "Oh, Wakanda's a big deal." So that when it shows up in Avengers: Infinity War, we're all like, "Dude, the fact that aliens can bust through this thing, these aliens are tough."
Right.
Because that's Wakanda.
Right.
Then you do a movie where Doctor Doom kicks Black Panther's ass.
Yep.
People would go, "Oh, Doctor Doom is like
throne.
Doctor Doom is like Darth Vader level villain." Like I didn't know about Doctor Doom. I didn't know he was it. That's how that shit works. It's to establish,
levels, baby.
Levels, man. Again,
onions,
Doctor Strange
layers.
versus Loki in Thor Ragnarok was a thing of like, but we're going to show you how cool Doctor Strange can be because you know Loki at this point, 5 movies in or whatever.
Yeah.
That if Doctor Strange can fuck with Loki, it's going to be hard to fuck with Doctor Strange, right? That's
That's some good shit.
Too much, dude. Too much good stuff.
Sexiness.
I mean,
too much sexiness.
there's so much that I want to see. Like, given the fact that we've complained about this Disney-Fox merger, like, it's terrible for the industry, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely terrible for the industry if this happens. But since it's likely that it's going to happen, might as well focus on some positive stuff.
Well, so pivoting over to our next story, this is very interesting. Comcast is working real hard to outbid Disney for this Fox deal. They are trying to muster together, which they can because they probably have that much money, $60 billion for this insanely crazy deal.
I feel like that's the amount of money I've given them in cable and internet.
Right?
Fees.
And it's an all-cash transaction, whereas with Disney, it's all stock. And Rupert Murdoch, being who he is probably not against some good, cash money. So that's that. But the interesting part about this, and but you are right. I think it's going to be so interesting to see what this does to the industry.
Right.
Not only that, what happens to all the people that were working at 20th Century Fox.
Exactly.
A lot of it's going to be dependent upon if they just absorb these companies and they keep them as their own entities. Does that mean that they'll hopefully keep a lot of the workforce, or are they going to get rid of everyone and just, move people over from Disney?
Say, give me the rights, and that's it.
Exactly. So that's going to be super, super interesting. But if that does in fact happen, and Comcast comes in and tries to outbid Disney, that would mean, and this is dependent on a few things, we could potentially see X-Men, Deadpool, and the Fantastic Four at Universal Pictures, Universal Studios.
They reunite with the Hulk.
Which can be good or it could be real garbage. The biggest thing, and I know a lot of people have been talking about this online, but no one has been able to provide confirmation, is when Marvel Entertainment and Universal Pictures, when 20th Century Fox and Marvel made their deal in the 90s, there potentially could be a clause that says if 20th Century Fox at any point in the future were to sell off their company and sell off their assets, that the rights would automatically revert back to Marvel.
Oh, boy.
We don't know if that's true or not. There are people online saying that it is, but no one has been able to provide me any evidence that that's true.
Lucas Eubank says Comcast is doo-doo, though.
Big doo-doo.
It is doo-doo.
They are big bantha fodder.
To answer your question, somebody in the chat asked what comic book that was with Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange. It's called Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom Triumph and Torment. And it's like a little graphic novel.
Yeah.
So
it's already in a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Just
order that shit on Amazon.
It's good.
Go find it at your local library. It's a good time.
It is.
It's a good time.
So I think that's the most interesting part is we don't know exactly if there's a clause that exists like that because regardless of where they go, if they were to, obviously if they go to Disney, they're going to go back to Marvel no matter what, which is everybody wins. But if it does go to Comcast / Universal, does that mean the rights will go back to Marvel?
Yeah.
Which in that case, I think everything should be fine. Really depends on what Marvel ends up doing with those characters. If they go to Universal, my fear is and I hope this isn't the case because I feel like the X-Men has proven that it's a bit more successful than Incredible Hulk. I hope it doesn't go the way of the Incredible Hulk, where Marvel Studios was the production company that made the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Universal was the distributor.
Yeah.
They have since not shown any interest in making any more Hulk movies.
Right.
And Marvel Studios has to circumvent sort of their authority, and the only way that they can include Hulk in their universe is by sprinkling him in and peppering him into other movies, which is why you only see him in Avengers. You only see him in Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
In Avengers 2.
He doesn't have his own.
Exactly. In Infinity War. He doesn't have his own franchise, mostly because it has to be distributed by Universal, and they are not interested.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Could it be that Disney's not interested in sharing profits too?
I'm sure that has a lot.
I think it really depends on what the deal is, but I know
Yeah.
that Kevin Feige and Mark Ruffalo have talked about it at length
And
in multiple
they're
interviews.
blaming Universal. They're like, it's Universal that
It's
doesn't want to
Universal.
play ball.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's a shame because I think a lot of people have grown to love Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, and I think they have a lot more faith in Marvel Studios now. I really do feel like that the first Incredible Hulk movie that they made with Edward Norton, I think there was a lot of things behind the scenes that were going on. They were a brand new studio. They didn't probably have enough control like they would have liked to have had on the Hulk movie. It's a little different than with Sony. I think Sony was a little desperate when they decided to partner up with Marvel Studios to do a Spider-Man sort of a co-sharing deal. I think they're sort of Universal's not in a desperate situation where they need the Incredible Hulk. They have plenty of other franchises.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
I feel
Fast
like,
and the Furious is huge.
I feel like they are actually in a good place right now as far as movie studios go, and I mean, I feel like if anybody has like a hunger to get this, it's gonna be Disney.
Yeah.
Like if anybody's got a drive and a real purpose to acquire this, it's gonna be Disney. But if what you say is correct, where if the Fox goes out, the rights automatically go back, then maybe they just give it up.
Yeah, and we'll see. And and there's also more to this deal. Disney and Comcast, they both want Fox assets for different reasons.
Yeah.
But obviously, icing on the cake is that they get a lot of these Marvel characters. Right. Deadpool's a huge success for Fox.
Yeah.
X-Men, even though some of them are not good, they still bring in a lot of money.
Right.
And there's obviously future movies that are potentially going to be made, like the X-Force and all that.
Whoever
sort of stuff.
ends up with the rights, whether it's Fox and they stay their own thing, whether they go to Comcast / Universal, I think that, and this isn't the case if it goes to Marvel Studios Disney, they'll know what to do with it.
Sure.
But whoever it ends up with, if it's not Disney, if you guys want to keep your superhero Marvel stuff going, you don't want to get left behind. We've talked about this before. I feel like the only way to get people excited about a new iteration of Wolverine, a new iteration of the X-Men, a new Deadpool movie, frankly, is to go, this is part of the MCU.
Yep.
So even if it's a Comcast, hey, Comcast Universal, like really consider doing the thing that Sony did and sharing those rights in a way that you find it not just financially beneficial for you, but a way to like keep your franchise going.
Yeah,
and
keep it alive.
And find that way to get to just like, oh, man, the next Wolverine we get needs to be introduced fighting the Hulk.
Yeah.
The next Deadpool movie needs to have Deadpool versus the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I mean? Like, and the next time they try to do anything related to Logan should be Old Man Logan 20 years from now. Do you know what I mean? Where you bring back a Jeremy Renner, like a 60, 70-year-old Jeremy Renner to play Old Man
for
Hawkeye.
real old
and then
Jeremy.
for real do that. It's just like, otherwise the X-Men movies are just going to fall back. And even the Deadpool movies, we saw Deadpool 1 to 2. It's like Deadpool 2 was a good time, but it didn't have that same newness.
Lightning in the bottle. Yep.
If you want to keep that stuff going, it's going to
I
mix
agree
it up with
you
them.
100%. And it's just, I have a feeling that if if the rights do go out to Comcast and they have Universal, don't they? Or who do they have?
Yeah.
They have Universal.
Yeah.
Disney's just going to acquire that. Disney's just going to go out and buy that shit, then
God,
turn
I hope
Universal
not.
Studios into Disneyland North, and then just like we're going to have this giant like Disney running the world, and then we're all just going to have like Mickey Mouse series that control our brains after a while.
The industry is going to be in a real tough position if Disney starts acquiring literally everyone.
Like another theme park and like.
Well, there's even there's the AT&T Time Warner merger that apparently like right now is kind of going through the legal sort of jargon of whether or not it's going to be approved. And look, this is just rumor. I know I've seen it on other websites and stuff, but apparently if this doesn't go through, then Warner Brothers may consider selling off the DC brand.
Oh,
so I'm like,
boy. That's nuts.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Where?
Imagine Disney buying that shit too.
Yeah, can you imagine Disney acquiring DC and Marvel?
And then they're gonna turn Magic Mountain into Disneyland North.
Yeah.
We actually
That would be pretty cool.
Okay with
That would be pretty cool. Actually,
they have a lot of property out there.
Yeah.
You guys, that would be so bad. That would be so
terrible.
bad.
I can't be on board with that. I love Disney.
What's up, Doc? You're fired. That's what would happen.
You're fired, Bugs.
You're dead.
Get the fuck out of my
lifelong dreams.
Bitch.
Nobody will ever hear of you ever again.
We're gonna bury you.
What do you mean, Doc?
I've been trying to bury you since 1932.
Your balls are mine, Bugs. Listen, Doc, we can talk. Listen.
Oh, you little fucker.
Keep us around. There's room for us somewhere. Keep us around, Doc. Come on.
I'm gonna bury you inside of the ride. You little son of a bitch. It'll be unfortunate. I don't think anybody in the industry wants that sort of monopoly to happen.
No.
It's bad news for everybody.
No.
It's bad news for everybody.
I mean,
you don't want Disney to be in control of everything.
There's still a lot of legal safeguards to try to control monopolies like that. So,
or so we think.
I know, so we think, but you know,
all greedy ass politicians need is like, Disney, can we get some of that money? Okay, those safeguards are gone.
Yeah, that's
money,
fine.
please.
That's fine.
Fucking fuck, man.
So we'll see, but yeah, the interesting factor is whether or not these characters could potentially go to Universal Pictures and what Universal as a studio will do with them. That's my only thing, because with the way they've treated the Hulk, and again, they don't care because the Hulk is kind of pennies for them. They've got a franchise like the Fast and the Furious, which they're spinning off into other spin-off movies.
Yeah, but
like, how long will that
Universal, be smart. If y'all were real smart, you'd be going after Nintendo to start your own Nintendo cinematic universe.
Yep.
And get ahead of the game.
Now? Is that set up
I don't know if it's set up at one specific place. It might be Paramount, but Universal's doing the theme park stuff. They're doing Nintendo theme park. So if they were smart, they'd be doing that instead of banking on Minions, Fast and Furious, and the Bourne franchise that is dead, that is not, because Fast and Furious is great, I love it, but how much longer for real? They've said, like, we're going to do 12 films and then that's it. And they're coming out with 9, which will be like the 7, 8, 9 trilogy,
9 10,
and then it'll be like 9, 10, 11. Or I don't know how many.
I think they're doing 10.
You're right.
And then the Hobbs.
8, 9, 10 was the last.
Hobbs and what's his name spinoff.
Because 5, 6, 7 was like one trilogy.
Right.
Is kind of how they considered it.
8,
Fast
9,
5,
10,
6, and then 8, 9, 10 is the next one, and that'll cap it where 2020 is the just like how 2021, just like how 2001. And it'll be a 20-year franchise. Yeah. My point is that even with an animated series, even with this, even with that, it doesn't come close to the variety you can get from X-Men, Fantastic Four, Hulk stories.
Right.
And again, if you want people to give a shit about that stuff and have some kind of steady income stream of money, work with Marvel Studios, because look what they did with Sony and Spider-Man Homecoming. Is Sony like in the red because of that deal? I don't think so.
Probably not. I don't know though. Nobody knows
the
because
Spider-Man deal?
Yeah. Like Sony's
nobody knows.
Like, help them, otherwise it wouldn't do it, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean, maybe that gave them the confidence to do this Venom garbage that we're about to see.
And maybe we should go back on that deal. But we're gonna close it tonight watching some trailers.
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna be checking out Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Wreck-It Ralph 2, and we're gonna close it off with Bumblebee because I'm very interested in seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start off with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm really excited about this. I've been geeking out over the animation for a really long time.
I've seen this. Y'all two haven't seen this.
No, I haven't seen this.
Saw the first trailer.
I'm gonna watch you watch this trailer.
I know, right?
Hella tight. All right, here we go.
Watch this screen right here and watch you boys.
Okay.
Miles, gotta go.
If you want me to drive you, we
Is
gotta
that a
go.
Transformer?
Now.
I'll walk.
Personal chauffeur going on.
It's okay.
Seriously, Dad, walking would have been fine.
Breaking news, Spider-Man saves the day again.
Spider-Man. This guy swings in once a day, zip, zap, zop, and answers the phone. Accountability.
Speed up. I
You
know these
it's
kids.
great
Yo,
ability.
Miles, man, you get arrested?
Gosh, don't cops run red lights?
Well, yes, some do. But, not your dad.
In your universe, there's only one Spider-Man. But there is another universe. It looks and sounds like yours, but it's not. My name's Miles Morales.
Hey, kid. You're like me.
How?
Whoa.
I knew my day would come around this time.
I know it's complicated.
Just had to get so free.
You want to know what happened to you? I can teach you to be Spider-Man. I love this burger. So delicious. One of the best burgers I've ever had. You have money, right? I'm not very liquid right now.
I think you're gonna be a bad teacher. How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person. one thing I know for sure, don't do it like me. Do it like you.
Brooklyn! Stop us now.
Yo, that's so cool.
I ain't worried about a loss or a new friend. Never worried about a fraud or a new bitch. Lost love, I ain't worried about a process.
I see the spark in you. It's amazing. Hands up! Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great. I love you, Miles.
Yeah, I know that.
You gotta say I love you back.
Dad, are you serious?
I want to hear it.
You want to hear me say it?
Dad.
You're dropping me off out of school?
I love you, Dad.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy.
Time to swing, just like I taught you.
When did you teach me that?
I did. It's a little joke for team building.
Hey guys,
Okay, who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy.
Wow!
Save it for Comic-Con.
What's Comic-Con?
That looks so dope.
That's everything I've wanted from a Spider-Man movie ever.
That
Yeah,
looks
man.
so good.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my god.
Oh my god,
Dude, this shit looks revolutionary.
I love the
God.
animation
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, play it again
looks
silently.
so
Play it
good.
again silently.
The animation looks like a stop motion
Yeah.
feature. Like
Yeah.
it looks like they're kind of made out of clay, but it's absolutely CG.
It's a little blocky.
And
Yeah.
I like the way they're doing that sort of like 3D kind of like that weird lens effect on it,
Oh,
where
yeah,
it
yeah,
separates
yeah.
the blue and the green channel
Yeah.
a little bit,
The
like that.
colors, yeah.
But that's
Little
probably
distortion,
gonna
yeah.
that's probably gonna play into the storytelling elements because it's not throughout the movie.
Chromatic aberration. is
That's what it is.
called?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. I forgot the name of it, but it feels like it's not throughout.
Yeah.
So that leads me to
Just
the conclusion that maybe they're using it as a story element because
Yeah.
this
wait,
looks
wait,
like
wait. Go back a second. Go back a second. Go to
What-
the
what do we-
building. No, that's okay. Wait, get ready to pause it. Get ready to pause it. Wait for the
Ready?
shot of New York right there. Pause that. Go.
Oh.
Can you step it back?
there you go.
Probably not, but I don't know if that is the offices of Marvel Comics in New York.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
I visited the offices of Marvel and just outside. I didn't go inside,
Of
just because
course
I
you
went to
did.
the building because that's
Of
my
course you
mecca.
did.
And it looks like that, but again, it could just be like every building in New York. I don't
Yeah,
know, but
exactly.
dude, the style in this thing looks
It's just
So good.
ridiculous.
It's fucking nutty balls. Just the animation is so great, and it's the artistic choices that they're making in between to sort of turn it into like a 2D
Coca
kind of
soda.
thing as well.
Yeah.
It looks freaking incredible.
Well,
And the fight scenes, the way they're moving, it's
Yeah.
just god damn it.
I really love the use of color in this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love how it's really vibrant and
yeah.
this to me looks like someone. I feel like when they went in to make this movie or to potentially pitch this movie, and they either hired an artist to come in and then just do like paintings, and
Yeah,
panels
right.
from the script, and just sort of do representations of what this movie could potentially look like.
Yeah, yeah.
And using really vibrant color and paint and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And they looked at it and they went, this could be a really new, interesting, fun animation style.
Yeah.
It's got so much neon color to it, but it also has a lot of subtleties when it needs to.
Right.
It just has a really good contrast and dynamic of color. And I think it makes this, because we've seen so many different animated iterations of Spider-Man ever since
Yeah.
childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to
absolutely.
do it in this sort of a style,
Right.
Yeah.
where it's got this real rich vibrancy, this nice contrast, but also really dynamic action, and these comic book elements where you see explosions and words and speech bubbles.
Yeah.
That to me is super, super fun.
Yeah, it feels like everybody in this did
shit.
their homework, and
Yeah.
they're like, "What is the coolest fucking version of Spider-Man that we can think of
Yeah.
right now?" I hope this movie makes all the money in the world, which it
Yeah.
probably won't because it's an animated movie. But
no, but it's Spider-Man.
I hope the
Yeah.
right people pay attention to this
Yeah.
movie, and they're like, "Oh, this is what we need. This
Yeah.
is the shot in the ass that Spider-Man needs
yeah.
to."
Dude, I think that this is going to be Lego Batman, but for Spider-Man. I think this is going to be
Yes,
like
I
this
hope
love
so.
letter to the
God, I
character.
hope
And
so.
then how great was that Gwen Stacy
Gwen
drop?
that
Stacy,
was
yep.
so cool,
Dude, I fucking freaked out.
That's so
Oh,
I
awesome.
freaked
my
out. Here's the
God.
voice cast so far.
Yeah.
Peter Parker Spider-Man is Jake Johnson from New Girl.
Oh, okay, that's why
Okay.
it sounds so familiar.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Miles is being played by Shameik Moore, who was the lead actor in the movie Dope. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me like the young guy.
Yeah.
I think actually, you
The
know
name
what?
sounds very familiar.
Yes, that's him in Dope.
Yeah.
That's him in Dope. I don't want to tell you who this actor is playing because it's a spoiler.
Okay,
But I'll
don't
say
tell me.
that Prowler is one of
Okay.
the villains that we saw. The purple guy fighting
Okay.
Miles
Cool.
is being voiced by Mahershala Ali.
Oh,
shit.
Yes.
son.
And Miles's dad, Jefferson Davis,
Yeah.
is being voiced by actor Brian Tyree Henry, who is the third lead actor in the
Okay.
TV show Atlanta, outside of Donald Glover and Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
So he's the dude who is Paperboy. He plays Paperboy in Atlanta.
Okay.
And he's so funny. He's
Okay.
so good, and he's got such a great delivery. And he was hilarious as Miles' dad.
Yeah.
So good.
That's a copy. And when did
That's
you
a
say
copy.
it? When did you say it?
You know what?
So-
Seeing that now, I'm like, if I ever have kids, I'm probably gonna do that to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? I know,
Yeah.
seriously. But yeah, just a really good, stylish looking movie. And
Oh, Hailee Steinfeld is Gwen Stacy.
oh, it's Hailee Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Nice.
rad.
Yeah.
That's really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now, and
Yeah, and
damn, dude.
again, like I think it's really I wasn't really sure how I was gonna feel about it having these animated takes on a lot of these characters
Sure.
happening simultaneously as other these big live action movies are happening.
Right.
But I think it's a really nice balance and contrast.
Absolutely,
dude.
because they could do their choices are unlimited when it comes to
Yeah.
animation. Like, look at all
Plus,
the
this is for everybody.
exactly. They're kind of. I mean, animation is automatically geared towards kids, but I feel like this has such an interesting visual art style that
Yeah.
it makes everybody pay attention to it.
Like if I was a kid and I was going to the theater to watch this, and I'm just basing this on the trailer, but I saw something this colorful and vibrant and fun, man, this would make me want to go into animation hardcore.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, this film, if it's good, and the style of this is going to be so impactful to a whole generation of artists,
Yeah.
5, 10, 15 years from now.
Yeah.
We're going to hear young people be like, yeah, it was Into the Spider-Verse
Into
that
the
got me into
Spider-Verse,
when I was a
yeah.
kid. I saw it when I was 5, 7 years
Yeah.
old, 10
It
years
blew
old.
my mind.
I knew I'm going to be an animator,
Yep.
and we're going to see the most dope shit from
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
And the other thing, too, is that the fact that it's centered around a black character that, and a
Right,
black family.
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
there might be more young black animators.
not even
you
just
know?
a black family, a black cop. Like,
Yeah, there
in-
might be
in
there
this
might
political
be
scape.
more young people that will want to. I didn't see myself too much when I was a kid. I still wanted to go into animation, but
Yeah,
if I
exactly.
if I had seen Coco when I was 5,
Oh God.
poof, are you kidding
Oh,
me?
God.
I would still be. I would be breaking into Nickelodeon to
Yeah,
work there. You
yeah.
know, but it's like I love Nickelodeon. It's a great place.
Right.
The point I'm trying to make is I think we're going to see a lot of kids really get inspired by this.
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah,
I
absolutely,
hope, which is just
absolutely,
really
for
cool.
sure.
Mhm.
Well, let's see if
So good.
Wreck-It Ralph 2 can live up to
I've
the
heard good
expectations.
things about this one too.
Yeah?
Were you
Okay.
guys fans of the first one?
I did like the first
I
one.
love
Yeah.
the first
The
one.
first
It
one?
was my
Okay.
favorite Disney
Okay.
movie, and then Zootopia came out, and I was like, shit, I think I like this more. And then Moana came out, and I was like, shit, I think I like this more. And then, what was the most recent one? I forgot. Whatever. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. I feel like this movie really kind of got me reinterested in Disney movies. Like
Yeah.
Rapunzel was great. Did Frozen come out before this?
I think it was
No?
I don't remember.
after. No, it was may have been before. Actually, this I think was
I'm not sure.
2012.
I don't
maybe.
remember exactly.
I think it was the same year as Brave, and
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph lost the Oscar to Brave.
Oh,
And I was
okay,
like, that's some
okay.
bullshit, Academy Awards.
Yeah,
because
so then it was before.
Wreck-It Ralph was
before
great.
that.
They
But
picked one
still,
of two movies to watch.
Yeah.
I
Vote
feel
on.
like this movie, I didn't expect much from the first one,
Yeah.
and it blew me away.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to this next one
Yeah.
because I don't know what direction they're going to take it in.
Yeah.
And they set up. I really love Penelope. Was that her name?
Yeah,
Penelope Sweets?
Vanellope.
Vanellope Sweets.
Sweets.
Von Sweets or something,
Something like that, yeah.
Either way, I loved her character.
Sarah Silverman,
I
man.
really
She's
love
great.
that dynamic
She's
they had.
great.
So
Yeah,
let's
let's
watch
see.
the shit out of this.
All right, let's get you plugged in.
Oh, because you got wife.
Or is it wifey?
Why don't we just go in?
I don't think this is the new one, homie.
Or
Yeah, it is.
You sure?
online.
Yeah. But is it Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe it is. No, I don't think this is it.
Super excited.
What
Just
is
one
this,
minor thing.
National trailer?
What is the internet?
Oh wow.
Holy.
Apparently it's the wrong trailer. Let's look.
Wait,
Oh, it is the wrong
official
tra-
teaser trailer.
Oh, this is the teaser trailer.
When did this come out?
Published February
weird.
2018.
Oh, here it is.
Wrong one, Adam.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hey, kid! Wake up!
Ralph, what is wrong with you?
Start churning butter and put on your church shoes, little sister, because we're about to blast off.
Ralph, what is it you're trying to say?
We're going to the internet.
Oh snap! They got that Daft Punk on there.
You're all automatically.
Automatically.
Too, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the internet.
Look at all this stuff.
This is the most beautiful miracle I've ever seen.
It's the worst.
Welcome to the search bar. What can I help you find today? Umbrella, umbrage, umami.
No.
Noah's Ark, no doubt. Nordstrom Rack. Ergonomics, Urban Outfitters, cool.
I'm pretty sure he's just trying to guess what you're gonna say.
My autofill is a touch aggressive today.
Let me try. Take me to a website that's super intense and really nuts.
Oh, God.
Oh, I only found one result.
What?
Come on, princesses and cartoon characters barf.
Wow. They went ultra meta.
Jesus Christ. That's how you know Disney literally owns everything.
Hi. Whoa, ladies, I'm a princess too.
What kind of a princess are you? Do you have magic hair?
No.
Magic hands?
No.
Do animals talk to you?
No.
Were you poisoned?
No.
Cursed?
No.
Kidnapped or enslaved?
No. Are you guys okay? Should I call the police?
Assume all your problems got solved because a big, strong man showed up?
Yes. What is up with that?
She is a princess.
Oh my God.
Ralph breaks the internet.
It's a notification.
Shouldn't it be Ralph wrecks the internet?
Yeah, since he is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, but break the internet, it's like a thing.
Right, it's just wreck the internet kind of sounds better, doesn't it?
You're not wrong.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. I hope this isn't just a giant meta fest.
Yeah, there's a lot of Disney dick stroking happening in this fucking trailer.
There's
literally
a lot of
every brand
Disney
that they
what?
own.
Yeah.
Dick stroke? Is that what you
Yes.
just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure is.
There
Boy, a
is.
little ball tickling, too.
Yeah,
There
well
is.
done. Tickle,
It,
tickle, tickle. You
it could-
son of a bitch.
It could be a victory lap, but
Sure.
again, look at what they were able to do with video games in the first Wreck-It Ralph.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And there was still like a story
Look, Wreck-It
in
Ralph
there.
was super
Right,
fun.
right,
Yeah,
right.
there was still like
and
a
there's
core,
like a bunch of references to so many different things.
For sure, yeah.
And it's still a very, very enjoyable, entertaining movie.
Yeah.
And it still had something to say, which is great.
I have a feeling the Disney thing is going to be like 5 minutes of the movie.
It probably
and then
will.
it's going to go.
And I'm sure it's just them making fun of themselves.
Exactly. It's just them
Yeah.
making, because they're very self-aware,
Totally.
especially by adding that piece at the end. Well, Wreck-It sounds better,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're like, yeah, it does.
You're not wrong.
They're not wrong. Yeah.
Break
so
the internet. Yeah.
They're
Yep.
very aware, and yeah, I'm
that
I'm
animation
hoping
is
that it's
gorgeous,
just,
man.
Yeah, the
I've
animation.
heard, I've heard from again forget who was telling me this. Somebody I know works for somebody at Disney or saw like an early cut, and they said that Wreck-It Ralph 2 is now great. There were earlier iterations of it that were not good. That were like
Really?
not a good movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I've heard that so many times with movies like this, especially that that take 4 years to come out or whatever. That they're just constantly retooling, reworking.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Especially
surprise
when
me
it
that
takes so
it's
long
like
to make,
yeah, exactly. It does not surprise me that like whatever version they have now is really good.
Yeah.
And before it was maybe not so great. I've heard this that earlier iterations were basically the Emoji Movie.
Oh wow.
So
Interesting.
right, and it's like again, you expect that from a movie studio. Whoever did the Emoji Movie, you kind of expect that.
Right.
But this is Disney.
Yeah.
And they have the best animators. They have really great writers. They have all the best shit. So it's like it makes sense that that they keep retooling it, and now they have a version that. And again, look, man, we all love crossover shit. Avengers Infinity War, we're a sucker for that stuff. And
Right.
the fact that all the princesses were in a room as
Yeah.
a Disney fan, like, that shit was hilarious. Because
Yeah.
Snow White was like, were you poisoned? That's like her major contribution.
Did you see Pocahontas' hair was just
Yes.
constantly flowing?
Yes,
beautifully.
Little leaves
Yeah.
were, and then it's like, do animals talk to you? And then she was back there with Miko, and
Yeah.
Jasmine was back there with Raja.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
There's all these just great little jokes that like. As a Disney fan, that shit is fun, and
Yeah,
it may be asking a lot, but I would love it if they were able to do something, and all the Muppets were there. Because I give a shit about the Muppets.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
the Muppets.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they were to do something with the Stormtroopers, where it's just like a little Star Wars moment. In the same way we got that with certain video game characters in the first movie.
Yeah.
They were like such great moments. They
Yeah.
went to Tappers, Ryu and
Right,
Ken.
right, right,
Let's go
right.
get a drink at
Yeah,
Tappers.
yeah.
All right, first round's on me.
Yeah.
That
That was
the
great, yeah.
opening sequence
Yeah.
with what's the guy's name? The big Russian guy from Street Fighter.
Zangief.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
It's like,
Blake-
just because
Blake
I'm a bad guy
doesn't
does
mean
not
like
mean
bad
I'm a
guy.
bad guy.
Like that shit was great. I love it.
It's very much like the Wreck-It Ralph. It kind of is a little bit. It reminds me of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely,
It could. It's
definitely.
kind of like
A
this
lot of pop culture
generation's
sort of like reference, and I was like, very
Yeah.
different type of movie.
Yeah.
But it still like likes playing with that
Yeah.
sort of idea
Yeah.
of characters from like different universes and all that sort of a thing.
That's
It's
the
fun.
gold standard for this kind of movie. Because if you take that away, there's still a story in Roger Rabbit. But man, it's the best thing in the world when Daffy and Donald are dueling pianos.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, is that
So
is that essential to the movie? No.
Nope.
But it's like cinematic history, right? Bugs, speaking of Bugs and Mickey, like when they're, you know.
Scotch on the rocks.
Yeah.
And I mean ice.
Yeah.
I love those moments. So funny, so funny.
It's great. Oh, man.
All
right.
One trailer to go. Bumblebee.
Okay. Guys, I'm nervous.
I feel like we did these in the wrong order.
Oh, no. I'm glad we saved this for last. I'm hoping to be surprised by this.
Okay.
Yeah, because my bar for this is, can you get below subterranean? Like,
is below possible? Below
like
zero
what's
possible?
below the Marianas Trench?
Like hell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's no secret that we're pretty open about the fact that we're not big fans of the Transformers movies. My favorite ones out of the ones that I've seen, I've only seen the first 4. I didn't bother going to see the 5th one. I think the first one's my favorite, and then the 3rd one will be my second favorite. 2 and 4 to me were real duds. 4th one, I think we went to go see it. I remember when it came out.
I mean, you didn't like Robot Nuts?
Oh man, I slept through. I slept through a lot of 4. I drank a lot of beer and I slept through a lot of it. And I just couldn't care for it.
Yeah.
But I've heard good things about this, and I really like Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to see what Travis Knight has come in and done with this. Christina Hodson's the writer, so it's kind of a new creative team making these movies. It takes place 20 years prior to the events of the first movie, which I will say,
1987.
if this movie is dope, then I wish that it would have just been a new beginning for the Transformers universe and not a prequel to the Shia movie.
I feel the same, and I've seen this trailer, and there's a part of me that's like disappointed that this isn't just a reboot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That I'm like, could if it does well.
This still will end with
never know.
Bumblebee. Yeah, I guess so. Look at how long the X-Men movies have been prequels at this point.
Sure.
Like, this one's in the 90s. This one's in 1994. This one's in 1997.
It's
this
hard
one's
to
in
gauge it
1998.
because if this one makes a lot of money, they're going to be like, yeah, Transformers is one of the most successful franchises in the world.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
so it doesn't bode well.
Let's see.
All right. Yep, I already feel it.
You already feel it?
The Iron Giant vibes of.
Let me tell you something.
Pretty Mac? Wow.
I'll drive it on a picnic car.
Well, now you've officially made it a prequel.
Car picnic drive. It's a mystical bond between man and machine. It's a mystical bond between man and machine.
I don't know if that would intrigue me or terrify me.
God, I'd be terrified.
Oh. Oh boy.
And she's under him. Right
Yeah.
now. It's so cool.
That's rad. Simple, a little more simplified design. I'm into this.
Like
yes. Oh, he's like a kid.
He's so cute.
Oh, he's scared.
Who are you?
He's like a little pup.
Do you speak? How old are you?
Guys, this is already better than any Transformers
This
movie.
is already gonna make me cry, you guys.
What's your name?
Little shape of water action. Okay. Hey, John Cena.
John Cena.
Oh,
No way,
there's Starscream.
You got people out there who need you.
That's cool.
Oh, download.
This is why you're here, B.
Wow.
You know, beat music can help you say what you're feeling.
Try this.
Oh, Jesus. That's the proper response.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That trailer's already better than
okay.
Hell. Oh my
I told you you're gonna be mad.
That's so frustrating.
I told you you're gonna be mad because it's like, oh, they could have been. I saw. Look, Bob Chipman on Twitter, great guy on YouTube, Movie Bob. Movie Bob was like, you
Bob.
watch this and you go, they could have been making these fucking movies like this the whole time. With different creative teams, could have been bringing like, oh, this is a movie actually about something.
Yeah.
You could have added heart to it, and it's so simple. And he pointed it to specifically. Bob was talking about the designs where he was like, oh, look at these designs. That Starscream looks like Starscream from the that
Yes.
old kind of 80s block
Like the
thing.
old school.
And it's clean and it's simple and it works.
Yeah.
And it's
You
not.
don't need to make it complicated for it to be cool.
No.
Yeah. I don't know if we could have had this movie in 2007.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know,
I think we could have.
We needed to come full circle with like in 2007 when that first Transformers movie came out, it needed to have, I think, in a lot of ways, it needed to have that aesthetic of like, let's go hyper realistic with it. Let's go, as opposed to now the pendulum has swung a little bit where people are more accepting to stylized, simplistic. This also kind of looks like monster trucks,
kind of,
right?
Kind
but with that like kid and his monster.
But I don't
vibe.
agree with that
Yeah.
because Iron Giant.
Yeah.
All you have to say is Iron Giant. Like Brad Bird proved that you can make a movie like this and make it work. Yeah, nobody saw it when it first came out. But I believe at this point in 2007, you totally could have had this movie.
Yeah.
And started off the universe with this, and that pisses me the fuck off.
I think what's super impressive also is the way that they're sort of setting up the relationship between her and Bumblebee.
That's the
fact that she encounters this thing that she doesn't know what it is, but she's not afraid of it.
Right.
She's accepting. She's embracing it. She's
Look
showing
at that touch.
It's so delicate, right? It brings a lot of warmth and love to the movie, and I think that's a lot what the movie was missing. The movies were missing before.
They're soulless. They have
they
no heart.
lack heart, and I think that's
and
important.
Humanity, and just like,
and I think that's so important. If you're gonna do a Transformers movie where it's about interaction and its first contact, or however it plays out in this series,
a kid in their first car.
Exactly. If you're going to bring all that sort of stuff to the table, I think the first and foremost, it needs to be about something. It needs to be about, friendship and acceptance, and it needs to have heart. And it needs to be, I think that's the most important thing. It needs to be just something impactful that the audience will watch and react to and say, like, I'm connected to this movie. And it doesn't hurt to have Hailee Steinfeld, who is great in almost any movie that I've seen her.
Such a great actor, yeah.
She was great in True Grit when she was a kid, and she's been great in the Pitch Perfect movies.
And she's gonna be great as the voice of Gwen Stacy, apparently.
Exactly.
Yep.
The other thing is, like,
She will have a good Christmas.
They really are embracing sort of the 80s look and feel, not just what's on screen, but if you also look, the movie, it's shot in a aspect ratio that was more common in the 80s. It's a taller aspect ratio, so they're really trying to make it feel 80s. Some of it look, and they could have obviously just filtered a film grain look over it.
But it has an Amblin movie feel.
It does.
It's like
it very much so. It has this analog feel to it, which I think is great for this sort of a movie in this time period. It was a great teaser. Like, it made me really feel like I'm gonna go watch a Transformers movie that I'll potentially walk out of going, this director, this writer, these actors that are in this movie, this is the new foundation for how you reboot and rebirth the Transformers for the movie theater.
I'm mad that like this is still a prequel to 2007.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it does look like it has so much potential that you just wish that this was just a reboot. That this was set in 2018. She's still getting a VW bug, and maybe you still hear Bernie Mac's voice. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. It's cool that it sounded very epic. Because his speech, when you watch that first movie, it's all used for comedic effect.
Yeah, he's a used car salesman. And he's kind of slimy.
Yeah, and so that's all comedic. But what he describes is kind of the core of that first movie. And if you go back and watch the first movie, at least for me, the parts that work the most is when Shia LaBeouf is crying because Bumblebee's getting taken. They did some work with that relationship there.
And Shia's a great actor.
Yes.
So he knew how to sell it.
Shia's become an internet joke now, but I'm like, he's still a really he's a talented actor.
He is,
that stuff's not easy to do. Like Hailee Steinfeld is pulling off in this. So
I really hope that they break away from the movies after this. Like if this is as good as this first trailer makes it look, I really hope they do like an alternate timeline.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah, why
Who
couldn't
cares?
they? Like, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt the
I don't care anymore.
Universe is already going on.
It
it's
seems
not like you watch those, Hector.
I know, man. I'm not trying to keep the sanctity of it. It's not like any studio can do any kind of a shared universe other than Marvel Studios anyway.
Exactly.
So fuck it. Do whatever you guys want to do.
Split off from this
Paramount.
Point. Don't
Who cares?
Go on. Yeah,
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But I was expecting dumpster fire, and it's definitely not.
Yeah,
it's
so I'm now because of this. I'm like, I'm looking forward to watching this movie.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, 100%.
Am I gonna go back and watch Transformers 5 that I never saw? No, because Tori in the chat said at the beginning of the show she watched it and wasted like 3 hours that she'll never get back.
Don't do that to yourself.
That's the other thing. For the love of God, don't let this movie be longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, dude. If this is an hour 45,
oh my God,
sweet spot.
Pizza
yeah,
chef.
sweet spot. Yeah.
If you can do it in that amount of time, dear God. If I go and this movie's 2.5 hours, I'm gonna be really nervous about it.
Yeah,
I don't think we need any more Transformer movies that are that long, unless you're building up to like some Infinity War epic shit where it's like the GI Joes and the Transformers battle the Decepticons. Then I could be okay with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
John Cena's a GI Joe. Who cares? I don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter at this point.
He shows up and he's like, "I'm Duke." I'm like, "Sure,
why not?
Go
Whatever.
Go for it.
You John Cena.
I'm
Why
putting
not?
Cobra Commander. What?
Right.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Do it. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, that's going to wrap it out for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everybody who was in the chat room today. Thank you, everyone who's been tipping in the super chat. Really appreciate it.
Are we going to give him a shout out or what? Are we going to?
Yeah, you want to read them off?
Yeah, let's give him a shout out here.
Just to remind you guys again, next week we're not going to have a show. I'm going to be out of town, but we're going to do an Incredibles 2 review, which we are confirmed for Saturday morning. And we've got some other stuff in the pipe that we can talk about at a later date.
Oh, I think I'm having a heart attack right now because of this.
So first on the chat is Carlo Contignola. $1.99. Thank you so much. It says, I love you guys. Keep doing what you do. $1.99. Nicolas Calario. Yeah, Calario. Love you guys. Says, love you guys. $1.99. Thank you so much for that. Ramon Leon Jr. $1.99. Thank you so much. He says, a Joker movie. Shake my head. We need a Green Lantern. Hell yeah.
You damn right.
Hell yeah, dog. We're on the same page about that one.
I agree. I concur.
Angel Pimentel. He donated $5. He said, did you guys see that Thundercats casting? Was that real or fake? Hemsworth, Idris Jackman scrapped the Leto Joker. Shake my head.
That sounds fake.
Thundercats
I don't think
with
so.
all those people.
I think if that was the case, it would be huge news on very many websites.
Yep.
Carlo once again $1.99 asks, have you guys ever thought about making a comic? I mean, we've thought about making a musical, but not a comic. Honestly,
ask me again in a few months.
Yeah, I've never thought about making a comic, but
it's a lot of work, and it doesn't pay well.
If you need help, Adam, you know who to come to.
Oh, I know.
David Ramirez, $2. I love all these Latinos names coming in.
Hey, I'll do me a favor. Whatever the names are, read them as if they're Latino names. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, David Ramirez. That's what you wanted me to say?
Yeah.
And then the last one, Mota Rolin. He says, do you guys think during board meetings at Comcast somebody's muttering to themselves, oh, come on, I just want to see Cap and Xavier meet? Like, yeah, of course they are. I mean, there's probably somebody thinking that. But it's probably like a low-level guy like us with like artist on the floor or something that doesn't
either
make
that
those
or it's Kevin
decisions.
Feige dreaming, please God, don't let Comcast pull through.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless there is some clause in the contract that says if the company sells, the rights automatically revert back to Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
But we don't know for sure.
Thank you guys for donating, though. That was fantastic. That's what keeps the show going.
Yes.
Thank you to all the patrons, by the way.
Yeah.
Where are we on the Patreon?
We're doing great on the Patreon. You guys want to check it out, patreon.com/hyperrpg. We've got some tiers. We were talking about before the show. We might be announcing a couple new things.
Trying to mix it up.
Yeah, trying to mix it up a little bit. We'll let you guys know in the future, though.
Yeah.
When we come back from our 1 week off next week.
Yeah. And I also want to thank, I've seen a lot of people from like all over the place, all over the world that are watching. So yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you
for making time out of your day to watch us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hector, in the meantime, where can everybody find you on the internet?
Find me on the internet at Hector's Funny. The new show Cloak and Dagger just came out, and I am hosting with Eliza Pearl from Nerdist. I'm hosting an after show that is showing up on YouTube and on Nerdist.com for the first 2 episodes that you can go check out. We talked to the showrunner, this guy named Joe Pakaski. Super awesome to hear this guy talk about the show Cloak and Dagger, which I think is really good. So it's going to keep happening. There's going to be 10 episodes this season. Nice little shorty episode. Joe asked for that many episodes, and he got it, which is nice. 10 is not 13. 10 is not 8. It's you know what I mean.
Sweet spot.
I'm really looking forward to what I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so be on the lookout for that to happen every week.
Yeah, nice, definitely. You can find me at _Santo Taco. Lord of the Rings podcast still in the works. Talking with some people about things happening. As news comes out, Jaroma, thank you so much.
Because I want Hector's babies.
We all want Hector's babies.
You can have them.
So I guess you're going to have to donate them back to him.
It takes a village to raise my babies.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Lord of the Rings stuff coming out later on as more news comes out. So stay posted.
Yeah, and you can just find me at Adam Havoc on all social medias. And we'll catch you not next week, but the week after.
Bye, guys. Good night. Bye.